Not as many as fucking Liverpool.
Okay, guys, when you're ready, Simon, do you want to kick us off?
David, Man City have won the title, obviously. Could you just, as a manager, sum up how difficult it is to play against?
Well, everybody who's watched Man City over the years would tell you how well they've done. But if I explained that better, I was just saying earlier there is, you used to win the Premier League, and meanwhile the other teams were preparing to try and catch you the next season. This guy's just gone and won it 4 years in a row. So that myth about the Premier League, you can't win it back to back, he's certainly blown it sky high. I don't think any has wanted that, because I think it was a case of, even my period when I went to United, Man United had just won the league. And then what you found is all the other teams were strengthening, including Man City, including Liverpool and Chelsea all the time. He's just continued to keep strengthening this football club, and no. I think everybody in football is in awe. And I was going to say about his coaching, I think there's a bit more. I think I'm nearly looking at him and saying, what a really, really good manager this guy must be. He must be, to control the players he's got. Either that, or he's got some hairdryer in the background there, which nobody's talked about, because he looks as if he's got them on a string here. Those players know their jobs. They won't step out of place. Why would you in any way challenge it? So I have to say, probably at the moment, everybody's in awe about his football, but his ability to manage, and obviously have to manage you boys as well, and all the other things that come from being at a big club. He's done amazing.
As someone who's managed years, you've got vast experience, you understand European football. Is he the hardest manager to put a team against, or is he the standard bearer for everybody else?
It's really difficult to work it out, because if you give Pep the West Ham job, with the players you've got, then you'd be saying, come on then, let's see what you can do. But what he's shown is he can do it with it looks as if he could do it with MD. Wouldn't matter what team he's got. But I'm not saying that he's going to win the league with any team. But I generally feel that he's got really good players, and you have to say he's got huge backing. He's got brilliant support from a board here. They've never ever done anything but back Pep in every way they possibly can. So you have to say that he's probably in the perfect storm, if you want to call it that, because he's in with people who are really supportive of him, and rightly so, because of how he does as well.
David, when you think of his team, the City's got ranking with the history of all the great sides.
You get asked this an awful lot about players, and you say, where would they be, and it's quite difficult to say where you would put them. Most of the time I was bringing up, it was Sir Alex's team at United. You were saying, oh my goodness, how are we going to go and get a result there with Giggsy and Beckham and whoever were on the team at different times. But I think Man City have come through now and really made it difficult. But I said earlier, and I want to say it to you just so that in case I forget to say this, I think huge credit has to go to Mikel Arteta for the job they've done at Arsenal, how hard they've pushed Man City right for every inch of the way. They've done an incredible job at Arsenal as well, and have been really the main challengers. I have to say Liverpool were as well for most of the season, but certainly I have to give a lot of credit to Mikel Arteta and what they've done at Arsenal.
Steve?
262 games, 3 top half finishes, major European trophy, 2 or 3 generations of West Ham fans.
Yeah.
Seen something they've never seen before. What was your own emotions at the final whistle?
I think it's nice when somebody says it to you, because I've been the one who feel as if I'm having to say it to sort of make people realise that, hey, we've done not bad actually. But when somebody else tells you, it makes you go, oh, that's bringing a tear to my glass eye a wee bit there, if you know what I mean. But generally, I've got to say that it is, and quite often this year I've had to nearly say it to justify it. And I think when you look back, I'd hope you'd say, by the way, you don't need to justify anything with the results West Ham have had over the last 3 or 4 years, because if you're journalists who watch and listen and look, you will probably see West Ham have not been in this position that often over the years. They really haven't been.
There's a debate, Mr. Moyes. He's a legend, he's not a legend. What do you think going out of the club?
See that?
Many West Ham fans say you are a legend.
Yeah.
Others say maybe not. But you are. What do you think? Maybe in a few
Well,
years' time,
the ones who say I like, and the ones who I don't, you know, and you know, it was amazing last week. You know, there's been a lot of criticism, but I've got to say the whole of London Stadium stood and applauded. Not just me, the players as well. Last home game. I think generally, if you're a West Ham supporter, I mean, no, let me turn it round another way. I said is, if you were a supporter of another club in the Premier League and you're asked how do you think West Ham are doing, if you asked Tottenham supporters or you asked Everton supporters or whatever you want to ask, I think many of them would turn around and say, hey, by the way, West Ham are done well. A lot of other teams haven't had our success. So, legend, I don't know if I particularly like that word, but I hope that looking back, folk would say progress at West Ham has been made by the manager, stepping them up. Not being a relegation team, not even, well, last year we had a bit of difficulties, but in the main we were fine. Sold a record-breaking British player, and I sold one before as well from Everton. So I'm fortunate enough. I've been really lucky. Sometimes as a manager you need to be lucky. You need good players. I've had people, some good players, but I think Pep's got really good players. And really, it's more about Pep today and Man City, really is, because they've been outstanding.
Last one.
David, Pep made the point on Friday that his first game in English football was
Yeah.
against you here, and it sort of brought the whole thing full circle in a way. He's obviously got fond memories of going against you. He seems to think you won't retire and you'll be back. Has he got that right? Two, do you want to take him on again?
At the moment, flipping out, I want to take him on. I'm waiting till he goes before I come back. Wouldn't want to. Look, I have to say that I've got some things come to me already, but probably not going to make me move at the moment. I want to have a break. I want to enjoy some time with family. I mean, we had 3 weeks off, and it sounds ours is a privileged job at times. But we had 3 weeks off. We finished on June the 7th. We were in London for a couple of days after. We were back on the 1st of July to go to Australia. It was incredibly short. We'd come through the COVID time as well, and all the games and different things. So it's been a really manic. And actually, if you get a chance, if you look at the amount of games we've played in the last 4 years, I think there might only be Man City, possibly Liverpool, played the same amount of games as us. And you might say, well, what does that mean? Probably means you've been successful in some way. For the club, it probably means they're taking in more money than they've probably ever done as well. But for the managers and the players, it means that it's been pretty hard going.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
lads.
you. Cheers.
Sorry? No, I just spoke to him about 80 minutes before the end. No. A bit just before the end, and just congratulated him. Thank you. Because let's be fair, they've been amazing, haven't they? What they do, and I think everybody watches it, and it's so good now. Just so